All right, in this video, I'm going to talk about the Skinny Bob 0135 ID. All right, it's going to be connected with a band called Black Sabbath. Um, all right, I never actually, when I was a teenager, I never actually bought any Black Sabbath albums. The three that I owned were all bought for me by my mom. She got Black Sabbath, and We Sold Our Souls for Rock and Roll from the Columbia House Record Club for me. And she found a used copy of Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath at a yard sale. Now, in 1982, I did see Black Sabbath and Ozzy both that year. So, both halves of Black Sabbath, the singer and the band, I saw it the same year. I saw Black Sabbath with Ronnie James Dio, saw Ozzy with Randy Rhoads and his band Blizzard of Oz. So for me, my first exposure to Black Sabbath is referenced over here on the right side. It's Dr. Shock and Dingbat. They used to host a show where they show like public domain horror films at night. Um, I actually once this postcard here, I think it's probably a advertisement. They were showing up at Halloween haunted houses one year, and one year I went to the Kingston Court, the old Kingston Courthouse, where they had a haunted house, and I met Dingbat there. I saw him. I reached out and touched his wing. All right, so Black Sabbath. All right, so IVAN0135 begins with this album here in 1990. Black Sabbath, Heaven and Hell. So the first thing we're going to look at is the angels. Where the angels are from? They're from heaven. All right. The one angel has cards in her hand. Front card is an ace. We want to see what that means. All right, so the angel is from heaven. Rearrange letters to heaven and HEEVAN. HEE adds up to 18. Separate and add. That's 1 plus 8 equals 9, which is I. So the HEE becomes I. VAN stays the same, therefore HEEVAN becomes Ivan. So the word heaven becomes Ivan. All right, the angel is holding an ace card. Ace is ACE. A is 1, expand to 2 digits, 01. C is 3, E is 5, therefore ace is 0135. So angels are from heaven. Heaven translates Ivan. The angel has an ace card in her hand. Ace translates 0135. Therefore, the angel on the cover of the Black Sabbath album translates to Ivan 0135. So that's where Ivan 0135 starts. So I'm going to show you something else. All right, the angels. Angels are characters from Holy Bibles. The angels have wings on their back. Wings are used to fly. Therefore, the angels represent heaven and fly. Or I should say, Holy Bibles and fly. All right. Okay, so Fly is a movie starring an actor named Jeff Lynne Goldblum. The name of the movie he's in is found in his first and middle name, Jeff Lynne. Therefore, Fly equals Jeff Lynne. We see that Holy Bibles can be arranged to HNOYES The HN adds up to 22, which is V. OYES stays the same. BEE adds up to 12, which is 11, or 12, which is L. Therefore, honeybees translates to voiles. So we get from the angels Holy Bibles. From their wings, we get fly. Fly equals Jeff Lynne. Holy Bibles equals voiles. Therefore, the angels equal Jeff Lynne voiles. Heaven and the ace card equal Ivan 0135. Therefore, the cover of the Black Sabbath album translates to. All right. There it shows how heaven that becomes Ivan. The ace card becomes 0135. All right. So angel is found in Holy Bibles. Holy Bibles translates to honeybee. Honeybees translates to boils. An angel in this case has wings. Wings are used to fly. Fly stars Jeff Lynne Goldblum. The name of the movie is found in his first and middle name, Jeff Lynne. Therefore, angel equals Jeff Lynne Boyles. That's my name. All right, Black Sabbath. Okay, when I attended the Black Sabbath concert, I had a band called Fallen Angel. I placed an ad in a newspaper called Today's News. The guitar player that answered the ad was Paul Jean. The drummer was a guy named Tim. All right. Okay, so that's 1982 or 1980 is the album was when Black Sabbath released Heaven and Hell. But 1982 is actually when it becomes the band becomes connected to me because that's where I saw them with Ronnie James Dio. So 1982, I saw Black Sabbath with Ronnie James Dio. Black Sabbath with Ronnie James Dio recorded Heaven and Hell, and the cover of Heaven and Hell translates to IVAN0135 Jeff Lynne Boyles. So it connects my full name to the ID IVAN0135. All right, so jump forward 15 years after the 1982 Black Sabbath concert I attended, and we're in 1997. All right, March 1997, had an ID made at the Price Hill DMV in Cincinnati, Ohio. I had let my driver's license expire, so I had to get a ID made instead of driver's license. The reason I had it done on March 12th is I was getting an apartment that day, and I thought they could use my old ID, but because it's expired, they told me to go get another. I had to go get an updated ID, so I took my expired driver's license to Price Hill DMV and got an ID made that day so I could get the apartment. All right, so on my ID, when I had my ID made, I was wearing a White Zombie shirt. Over here's the image that was on the shirt. On the front of my shirt, there were two original members of White Zombie. That was Rob and Sean, and then there were two newer members. That was the drummer and the guitar player. All right. It's going to be in the two non-original members that I'm going to reveal the code. All right, the White Zombie. On my shirt was a White Zombie drummer. There was a White Zombie drummer named Ivan DePrume. I think I may have called him Ivan Plume in a different proof, but his name is actually Ivan DePrume. So White Zombie drummer equals Ivan. White Zombie guitarist Jay. On my shirt, he's wearing a T-shirt. Jay's T-shirt has a picture of the person closest to the Kiss logo is Ace. Ace spelled ACE, which of course, as I've explained, translates 0135. So from the drummer on my shirt, we get Ivan. And from the guitar player, we get Ace, which translates 0135. So from the two non-original members, we get Ivan 0135. And of course, it was an ID instead of a driver's license. ID is short for identity. There's an image of Ivan or Skinny Bob. Jesse Marcel, photograph taken with some silver foil. He's ordered to do that after identifying the actual rail material from the Brazil Ranch crash. All right, so my name Jeff Lynne Boyles. The name Jeff. Then we're going to look at the name Jeff Lynne, and then we're going to look at the name Boyles. Okay, I explain here how Jeff translates to TN, which is abbreviation for Tennessee. That's a song by a country singer named Marcel. Marcel's married to a country singer named Jessica Marcel or Jessica Andrews. Her name Jessica can be shortened to Jessie. His name is Marcel, so Jessica and Marcel or Jessie Marcel. In Jessica Andrews' video, Who I Am, she touches a photograph on the wall. In another clip, there's an old home movie of her birthday party. In that old home movie, you see silver foil and balloon. Therefore, from Marcel, from Tennessee, we get Jesse Marcel photograph silver foil balloon. So my first name, Jeff, translates to a reference to Jesse Marcel being ordered to have his photograph taken with silver foil and balloon material as part of the cover up. All right, next we go to my first and middle name. Contains the word fly. Fly is the name of the Dixie Chicks album. I show here how the Dixie Chicks' new name Chicks translates to skin. Their lead singer's name Natalie translates to Kiss. Kiss is a band from New York. New York is abbreviated as NY. So far we've got skin and NY, which spells skinny. All right, now we're going to go down. Fly has a song called Goodbye Earl. In the video for the song, a white man named Earl dies and becomes a zombie. White man Earl is equals white. White man Earl becomes a zombie. Therefore, white man Earl is a white zombie. The lead singer of White Zombie is Rob. The name Rob can be expanded to Robert, which can be shortened to Bob. Therefore, Fly equals Bob. Fly equals Dixie Chicks, lead singer Natalie. The name Natalie translates to alien. So I show here that the Dixie Chicks Fly album translates to skin plus NY plus Bob plus aliens equals Skinny Bob Aliens. Therefore, Jeff Lynne equals Fly equals Skinny Bob Aliens. Now that we go down to my last name, Voiles, rearrange it to SVYELO. S equals 19, VNY add up to 47, ELO. The only ELO album I ever owned was Out of the Blue. On the cover of that album, there's a flying saucer. Therefore, my last name Voiles equals 1947 Flying Saucer. All right. So from Jeff, we get Jesse Marcel photograph, silver foil balloon. From Jeff Lynne, we get Skinny Bob Aliens. From Voiles, we get 1947 Flying Saucer. The name Jeff Lynne Voiles appears on the 1970 Ohio ID, which decodes, because of the t-shirt I'm wearing in the ID, decodes to IVAN0135. Therefore, Jeff Lynne Voiles. So from Jeff Lynne Voiles, 1997 Ohio ID. From Jeff, we get Jesse Lynne or Jesse Marcel photograph, silver foil balloon. From Jeff Lynne, we get Skinny Bob Aliens. From Voiles, we get 1947 Flying Saucer. From the ID of Jeff Lynne Voiles, we get Identity IVAN0135. So we get Jeff Lynne Voiles, 1997 Ohio ID, translates to Jesse Marcel photograph, silver foil balloon, 1947 Flying Saucer, Skinny Bob Aliens, and Identity IVAN0135. So the videos uploaded under the ID, under the Identity IVAN0135, contain images that the uploader refers to as Skinny Bob Aliens. The Skinny Bob Aliens look just like the aliens from the 1947 Roswell crash, the ones that Jesse Marcel was to help ordered to help cover up with the photograph he was ordered to take with the silver foil and balloon material. All right, so the ID that I had in Ohio had made in Ohio in 1997. I later took to a Rockwood, Tennessee DMV so I could get my actual driver's license. Whenever they give you a paper driver's license, they always tell you check it, make sure everything's right. Well, apparently I did not check mine that day, because when I got the actual ID in the mail, my name was spelled wrong. It's spelled Jefffery. It's spelled to Jeffrey. So, whoops. I'm going to bring this back up. Because my name was misspelled, okay, so on the new ID, it's misspelled Jeffrey, which is not the way my name is spelled. So therefore, of my ID that I had made, I can say that's not my name. So bring it back down to where we were at. Okay. All right, so my name on my ID is misspelled, so therefore, of my current ID, I could say that's not my name. That's Not My Name is a song by the Ting Tings, and the song they sing, they call me quiet, but I'm a riot. You take the two words at the end of those lines, you get Quiet Riot. Quiet Riot was a Randy Rhoads band. The Randy Rhoads band was Blizzard of Oz. So, all right, Ozzy, when Randy Rhoads was in Ozzy's band, Ozzy bit the head of a dove. All right, so Ozzy equals the bird head. The bird, rearrange letters in this order. The bird translates to hybrid. Take the word head, slang for oral sex. Gemini the L. Now subtract the A from the X to make a W. Now take that new set of letters, they're anagram for Roswell. Therefore, the word head equals Roswell. The bird head equals hybrid Roswell equals Roswell hybrid. So, when Ozzy bit the head off of the bird, he created a reference to Roswell hybrid, which is who would show up at his concert with Randy Rhoads. All right. So, when before Ozzy bit the head off the bird, I was not actually going to go uh, to the Ozzy concert. I was a Black Sabbath fan, but uh, again, I'm not even the one that picked out the Black Sabbath albums. My mom bought them for me. But I was a Black Sabbath fan. I wasn't sure if I really wanted to go see Ozzy solo. Same thing. I wasn't sure if I was going to go see Dio uh, with Black Sabbath, but I ended up going to see them both. So, the Blizzard of Oz concert. Oh, by the way, when I got to the concert, I was right there on the front row, which put me just like feet in front of Randy Rhoads. I mean, I was like smack right there in front of him. Like when smoke started coming out across the stage, I was coughing because I was actually enveloped in the stage smoke. But anyway, Blizzard of Oz, the opening act was UFO. The next concert was to have been in Florida, which is FLA. Reverse that to ALF, which is stands for Alien Life Form. Before he's in Blizzard of Oz and Sabbath, Ozzy was in a band called Earth. Um, Ozzy bit the head off a bird. That's the bird head. The bird head translates to Roswell hybrid. And the guitarist, after performing in front of me, died in a fatal crash. So from the Blizzard of Oz show, we get UFO, fatal crash, Earth, alien life form, Roswell hybrid. So I guess you put Roswell. Let's see, we'll put Roswell up. UFO, fatal crash, Earth, Roswell, alien life form, the hybrid, or hybrid alien life form. I think that's how I did it. Let's see now how I actually did it. UFO, fatal crash, Earth, Roswell, hybrid alien life form. Yeah, I did it better than what I was just trying to do it. All right, this is a reference to the. Okay, yeah, that's that. All right, death of Randy Rhoads. 15 years after the death of Randy Rhoads, I had an ID made in 1997. That ID was a coded reference to IVAN0135. About 15 years after, let's see, 15 years after the concert in 97. All right, I think it would have been actually a little bit off, probably closer to 14 years. It should have been 15, but about 15 years after I had the ID made in Price Hill, that's when the Ivan 0135 videos were uploaded, the Skinny Bob Alien videos. All right. Um, okay. All right. So 15 years after 1997. It should have been 212, but 211. All right, a little bit off. 15 years after 211 is 2026. All right, so that brings us up. So we start off 15 years after 82 is 97. That brings us to when I got the ID made. Close to 15 years after I had the ID made is when the videos were uploaded in 2011. 2011, 15 years later, is 2026. And in 2026, we get the last, most recent Skinny Bob 0135 message. 2026, Honeybee flew to Donald J. Trump. He caught the honeybee in his hand. So we know from this viral clip that honeybees fly to Ivanka's dad, Donald J. Trump. Honeybees translates to voiles. Fly, as I've explained, is a reference to Jeff Lynne. So therefore, honeybees fly is Jeff Lynne voiles. I show here that Ivanka's dad translates to IVAN0135, and then POTUS, Washington, President of the United States, Washington. So Ivanka's dad translates to IVAN0135, President of the United States, Washington. All right, yeah, honeybees fly. Okay, Ivanka's dad. All right, so I got all that. Now, Donald J. Trump is in Washington with Laura Boebert. Question: is Laura Boebert fat or skinny? Answer: Lauren Boebert is skinny. All right, so skinny Lauren Boebert took part in Trump's Disclosure Day or UFO release, or whatever you want to call it. She has taken part in that. So let's look at her name. Skinny Lauren Boebert. We get Skinny Bob. That doesn't need any translation. Then we get ER and ET. ER translates to emergency room. The emergency room where I live is Rome Medical Center. Rome Medical Center used to use the initials RMC. RMC is the anagram for Mr. C. Mr. C is a character from Happy Days played by Tom Bosley, whose name could be abbreviated as T. Bosley, which can be separated into TB and Osley. TB equals V, Osley equals OYEL, so T. Bosley equals Voiles. Voiles in turns translates to 1947 Flying Saucer. So from emergency room, from ER we get emergency room, Rome Medical Center, RMC, Mr. C, and from Tom Bosley, and then Voiles, and then 1947 Flying Saucer. So from ER we get 1947 Flying Saucer. From ET we expand that to extraterrestrial. So from Skinny Lauren Boebert we get Skinny Bob. ER is 1947 Flying Saucer. ET is extraterrestrial. Lauren is the anagram for Unreal. Unreal is the engine that was used to create a world inside a game. Therefore, Unreal created a world inside a game. Therefore, Skinny Lauren Boebert equals ER, ET, Skinny Bob, create a world inside a game. ER equals 1947 Flying Saucer. ET equals extraterrestrial. Skinny Bob equals Skinny Bob. Lauren equals built a world inside of a game. So from Lauren Boebert, we get 1997 Flying Saucer, Skinny Bob, built a world inside a game. This is a reference to the fact that the world that we are inside is inside of a simulation, aka game. God's physical manifest. God does not have a form, but He created Skinny Bobs originally as exploration, biological exploration machines. Now, inside of the Skinny Bobs, there is the organ, which is our power source. The organ inside the Skinny Bobs is actually made of God's extraterrestrial DNA. So that means because of the power organ inside the Skinny Bob's body is made by God's DNA, the Skinny Bobs are the physical manifestation of God. Therefore, if God created the world we're in, and if God's physical manifestation is the Skinny Bobs, then that means the Skinny Bobs created the world we're in, because the Skinny Bobs are the physical manifestation of God. So, all right, there's There's a song I create using Suno. It's called Laura Bober to Skinny. It talks about the skinny bobs building the world we're in. So I'm gonna go ahead and play that song.